What's going on, family? I'm Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff Series. I want to continue to examine 100 years of World Championship fights. On the night of November 3rd, 1984, Edwin El Choppo Rosario was knocked out 2 minutes and 52 seconds of the fourth round by Jose Luis Ramirez in his hometown of San Juan, Puerto Rico. Now, Rosario stood 5'6". He weighed 135 pounds. He had a 66.5-inch reach, and he was paid $200,000 as champion. As for Ramirez, he stood 5'6.5". He weighed 135 pounds. He had a 64-inch reach, and he was paid $75,000 as the contender. Now, Edwin El Choppo Rosario fought from 1979 to 1997. He had a total bout career of 53 fights, 47 wins, 41 knockouts, 6 losses, and he was stopped 5 times. He would win the vacant WBC World Lightweight Championship crown from Jose Luis Ramirez on May 1st, 1983. That was their first fight. Jose Luis Ramirez fought from 1973 to 1990. He had a total bout career of 111 fights, 102 wins, 82 knockouts. He would win the Mexican Lightweight Championship crown. June 15th, 1974, when he defeated Humberto Gutierrez. He had 8 title defenses. He would win the NBA or the NABF Lightweight Championship crown from Frankie Matari. He would knock him out for that crown. And the WBC Lightweight Championship crown, November 8th, 1984, from Edwin El Choppo Rosario a year previous. Let's take a look at this fight. In the defense of Edwin El Choppo Rosario in his hometown of San Juan, Puerto Rico.
Edwin Rosario, defending his WBC Lightweight Championship against Jose Luis Ramirez. The 3 knockout rule is waived. There is a mandatory 8, no standing 8, and the bell does not save the fighter except...
Beautiful straight punch that was thrown by Edwin El Choppo Rosario. Caught Ramirez cold. And as a puncher, that's what you should be doing. One thing I always loved about Rosario is his pivoting points. But he would arc his foot in the canvas. He would turn and throw a punch at the same time. He was very good at that. The issue I see him having right now, he was moving into Ramirez in a squared position. He has to be very careful of that. Ramirez is a southpaw. And he's a very good counterpuncher. Rosario needs to take his time and relax. I know he's at home, but he's in there with a veteran. He will exert himself or get caught coming in with something reckless.
Remember, he's facing a man with vast experience. He knows what he's doing there, does Ramirez, and he can counterpunch and get Rosario.
Absolutely. Dr. Freddie Pacheco is just basically signing off on what I said. He's got to be very careful. He's in there with a veteran like Jose Luis Ramirez. He's a southpaw, and he will counter you if you're not careful. That's what should be on the mind of Edwin El Choppo Rosario. Now, Rosario stalks Ramirez. He is coming in with jabs and right-hand leads. He should only focus on the jab right now. Shouldn't focus on the right-hand lead because he's a square-facing fighter, and he will get counterpunched to death if he's not careful. Very good combinations to the ropes by Rosario. He is not hurting Ramirez, so he should slow down and go back to the basics. He will get caught with something, I assure you. Oh, very good pivoting by Rosario. Rosario is a very, very hard puncher. Devastating puncher is Rosario. Oh, very good punch by Rosario. Rosario is just throwing everything to the wind at this point, but he needs to take his time. Once again, he is in there with a veteran. Ramirez was once a champion. He knows how to handle himself under pressure.
It wasn't even started before Rosario had figured out the style of Ramirez, and he was not able to avoid that right hand. There he goes, right hand, right on the button.
He got caught with that punch, but as you can see, Rosario is square when he throws the punches. He has to be very mindful of that. His corner should be reminding him. Make sure he comes behind that jab if he's going to do that.
For Rosario, this a mandatory defense of this title. Ramirez ranked number 1 in the division. Ramirez's last fight, June 2nd, won by 10-round decision over Martin Koed. And this a rematch of the bout that took place in May of '83 that saw Rosario get off quickly and then Ramirez come on strong. But this one, all Rosario.
Now, Rosario was an outstanding Puerto Rican fighter. I do not have him in my top 10 of the great Puerto Rican fighters. I have him in my top 15. But as you can see here, the combinations that he is throwing are beautiful.
And Steve Clausen sending Rosario to the neutral corner. All right, a minute gone by, second round.
I have Coco Kid as my number 1.
He got hammered by Rosario. Those were a series of stunts.
Greatest Puerto Rican fighter. I have Carlos Ortiz, then I have Cisco Escobar, who, by the way, was the first Puerto Rican fighter to win a championship. There's a stadium named after him in Puerto Rico.
Last knockdown in round 1, a combination that put Ramirez down here in the second round.
Oh, very good punches thrown by Rosario.
In the first round, a lot of time remaining, and bear in mind Rosario is fresh. Ramirez trying to clear his head, trying to throw some back again, hammered by the right, twice by the right. Under a minute left, second round. Ramirez getting trapped in these corners, and Rosario almost wasting no time and no energy, getting right on the button. Both hands landing flush on the
Very good combinations thrown by Rosario, but he has to take time and make sure they count. This is some fight. Very underrated fight this was.
15 seconds left in round 2.
Oh my God, good punches thrown by both men. I'm very impressed. And Ramirez can take his punches.
Another rough round for Jose Luis Ramirez.
Very good left hook.
Rosario putting Ramirez down.
Right-left combination thrown by Rosario. And that put down Ramirez.
And this is round 3. Live out into the fight doctor, Bernie Pacheco. We're outdoors in the rain. It has been intermittent rain here at the Hiram Bithorn Stadium in San Juan, Puerto Rico. The doctor from the WBC came in, examined Ramirez, said he's okay, he's talking well, his reflexes are good, he let him go back out.
Rosario was caught. He was very careless coming out of that clinch. He must grab. He must not try and fight back. It's too early to try and fight back when you're in there with a man like Ramirez. You need to try and clear your head the best way you can. You cannot fight back. Don't try and throw any punches. You need to grab your man. Push him off, throw a few just to let the referee know you're okay, and grab him again. Every time Rosario tries to clear his head, Ramirez makes sure his head stays foggy. He's focused, but he doesn't have his reflexes back yet. Too soon. He's going to get caught again. He needs to make sure that he keeps his distance and ties up Ramirez on the inside. He needs to time this clock out. Make it back to his corner and revive himself. That's the same punch he would be caught with a few years later with a young man from Culiacan, Mexico by the name of Julio Cesar Chavez. I was at the second row of that fight. What a beating Rosario would take. Oh, good body punches.
Coming off their previous fight for the title, Ramirez says he has much respect for Rosario. In fact, he says Rosario hits harder than Alexis Arguello and is beaten and sustained form. Well, if he does, Ramirez takes it like a rock because he was hammered in those first two.
Rosario will get caught with a punch. Now he's punching from long range. He's in trouble. He can't really see Ramirez. He's about to get knocked out. You can see it already. Corner needs to get ready to step in. This man is gone. Oh my God. He can't even tie his man up. This is when your corner needs to save you. Ramirez is brand new lightweight champion of the world. He won his title back. Unbelievable. Let's move on to the next video. 100 years of world championship fights.
These bouts are sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission. Sig Rogich, Chairman, Harold Buck, Executive Director, with commissioners at ringside, Dwayne Ford, Art Lurie, and Sammy Macias. The officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for the next bout of the day. The judges are Senor Dimas Hernandez Sanchez, Mike Jacobs, and Sid Nathan. The timekeeper is Mike Lachella. Counting at the knockdowns, Mike Marabito. The attending physicians at ringside, Doctors Donald Romeo and James A. Game. And your referee is Richard Steele. This is the main event of the afternoon. 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Featherweight Championship of the World. Introducing in the red corner, the challenger, rated #1 by the World Boxing Council, a former junior lightweight champion with a professional record of 21 wins, 2 defeats, and 14 KOs, weighing in at 130 pounds, fighting out of Las Vegas, Nevada, the very popular Roger Black Mamba Mayweather. And in the blue corner, the WBC Super Featherweight Champion of the World. His professional record consists of 44 wins, no defeats with 38 KOs. He weighed in at 129 3/4 pounds. He fights out of Culiacan, Mexico. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion, Julio Cesar Chavez.
Richard Steele, the referee, brings the fighters to the middle of the ring.
Gave both fighters their instructions in the dressing room. I would like the corners to remind them, obey my commands at all times. Shake hands, good luck to both of you.
Well, Roger Mayweather disdained the traditional handshake. Chavez gave him a little smile back in return. As we see the tail of the tape, the reach advantage, the highlight of that, Roger Mayweather, 75 1/4. He stands at 5'7". Chavez, just under 5'7" in height, but a 68-inch reach. It has not bothered him in past fights, but he hasn't been in there against anybody quite as tall and with a reach like Roger Mayweather's. Mayweather, perhaps the tougher opponent in his career, although he has had fewer fights. 21-2 with 14 knockouts. Chavez turning pro at 17 after a short amateur career in Mexico. Unbeaten in 44 bouts, 38 knockouts. He won the fight against Mario Martinez when Hector Camacho moved up in weight, and that gave him the WBC Super Featherweight crown at 130 pounds. He has defended once against Ruben Castillo. This is his first American Network appearance, and most boxing fans, particularly those in the Southwest and California area who have followed Chavez, are excited about seeing him get finally a national forum in the U.S.
Now, if you're Roger Mayweather,
Roger Mayweather has no weight in his legs.
he made a mistake at the beginning. He did not jab. He was following his man in a circle. He's starting to jab now, but he's dropping his left hand. He doesn't realize that Chavez is reading him. That's what he's doing. He's timing the left jab. No, you do not throw a right hand. You don't throw a right hand at this point. You have to jab and you have to hook. You have to consistently move around Chavez because he is reading you. Do not drop the right hand. You have to constantly jab and move. I disagree with Ray Leonard with that comment. You save that right hand for about the second or third round.
Culiacan, Mexico, where he is obviously quite a hero already. He won this world championship.
You throw it only unless you have to. You don't throw it unless you have to.
Under a minute to go in round 1, scheduled for 12 under the WBC rules. 12 rounds.
That's what he should be doing now. But he has to snap the jab and he has to consistently move around. Not back up, but back around. Move around Chavez.
He's not giving any feint. He's walking straight in, Chavez. So he could run into something.
Mayweather's setting the punch now. Under the 30-second mark we go in this first round.
Chavez is good with inside fighting. Those are short uppercuts. Very effective. Work the body. And
Mayweather is dropping his left hand. Will get countered with a right punch. You can see that happening.
Scheduled 12-round WBC Super Featherweight Championship.
about the champion in green is Julio Chavez, who has quickly garnered a reputation as one of the exciting young boxers.
Now, if you notice this second round, Chavez is moving a little more. He's dipping. He's cutting the ring off a little bit more.
What's bothering Chavez is the consistency of the left jab of Mayweather.
Mayweather must continue to jab, but he cannot drop his left hand. And that's the mistake he's making.
The jab is starting to frustrate Chavez. Mayweather's making some beautiful moves, too, sliding over to his right, just taking Chavez.
Chavez is timing that left jab.
Chavez starting to reach in. Scoring on the 10-point system.
Mayweather must continue to jab. So keep that right hand up as well, but the left hand is the danger. Because he will get countered with a right hand as he just did.
Counter-punching by Chavez. He's coming over Mayweather's jab with the right hand.
You do not throw the right hand at this point because you don't have your man timed and controlled yet. That should have happened already. Since it didn't, you must continue to jab.
Challenger Mayweather. And what set that up, Mayweather slipped the
He got caught. He got caught with a right hand over the lazy jab. Now he must move. He cannot try to time Chavez. Doesn't have peripheral vision. Chavez should be going to the body and to the head. Oh, he's done. He got caught in the mandibular. No, this fight is over. You don't stop it. You let him get knocked out, but the fight is over. Now you stop the fight. You can't continue. Mayweather's a hurt man. This fight is over. He's going to get hurt. They need to stop the fight. Salute to Julio Cesar Chavez. He did what he needed to do. Roger Mayweather was lazy with the left jab. You do not throw the right hand in the first round. He did so and he got knocked out. Scrapbook Boxing, Museum of the Forgotten Fistful of Series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. Salute. 100 years of World Championship fights.
It was his judgment to stop the fight. And Mayweather on very wobbly legs, just trying to stand up at that point. I don't think I would quarrel with Steele. It sounds like you're questioning that decision, Gil. Well, looking at the end of the round, Tim, and again, it's a championship fight. Ray, what do you think? I think Steele did the right thing because Mayweather was hurt.
Yeah, Mayweather was done. There's nothing he can do. It's different than it was March 17th, 1990. With Melody Taylor. He only had a few seconds left. It was the last round. It was for a championship fight. This is a different scenario. No way Mayweather was going to win this fight.
Young man, very intelligent, a high school graduate. Now let's go back and see. This one was not ruled a knockdown, but let's watch what happened again. Looks like he's already tagged him once, though. Well, he was off balance, Chevy. He jumped him with the right hand. He was in the air, as a matter of fact. But the power of his punch, on the
left, the referee, Vinny Ranoni. Herrera, 27 years old, out of Mendoza, Argentina. 47-6, 32 by knockout. He is ranked number 1 by the WBA. This a 12-round World Boxing Association Junior Middleweight title elimination bout. The winner will face the WBA champion, Davey Moore. There are many skeptics who question the high rating of Herrera. His last fight, August 30th, first round knockout of Marcos Larios.
Now you're looking at Tony Ayala to your right. After this victory, he was scheduled to face Davey Moore in 1983 New York's Madison Square Garden. Because of his rape conviction charge, didn't get that opportunity. Roberto Duran did. Let's take a look at Tony Ayala.
Warmed up in the dressing
They
room.
wanted to try and get him to fight at some point. Marvelous Marvin Hagler.
And Ayala said earlier he will not be bothered by the southpaw style of Herrera.
Tony coming in much trimmer, much thinner than he's ever done before.
And it's Ayala on the attack, and he got Herrera with the right hand.
I used to watch Tony Ayala train all the time, and then he saw his boxing gym in Totowa, New Jersey.
Corner of Tony Ayala screaming, "Keep the hands up!"
He was a devastating puncher.
Gets very careless in his desire to put the.
Had a brother by the name of Mike Ayala.
And he's very careless.
I was in the ring with
We've seen him drop, but we've also
Indian Red
seen him get
Lopez.
up and finish
Oh,
his
very good
opponent.
punch thrown by Tony Ayala.
Herrera has never fought anyone with the power of Ayala. Herrera lost to Morris Hope in a WBC junior middleweight title bout.
Cut already over the right eye of Carlos Herrera, who has been fighting very good in counterpunch style.
Oh, he's breaking down this young man,
We approach a minute remaining in this first
Carlos
round.
Herrera, who, by the way, looks like Carlos Monzon. He's also from Argentina.
Morris Hope in a stirring, non-stop action bout. His only other loss since then, a bizarre setting. He fought in an open-air stadium in a rainstorm, slipped on the wet ring, and hit his head against the ring post, was subsequently knocked out by Jose Santana back in July of '81, then came back to stop Santana.
Meantime, good tough fighting on the ropes.
Keep them punches up. Let's go.
And the warning by the referee, Vinny Ranoni. Good left hand by Ayala.
Oh, nice right hand thrown by Ayala.
And Carlos Herrera able to land.
Ayala should be going to the body when he has his man on the ropes.
Round one in the books. And this is round two, and Ferdy in the corner of Tony Ayala. Apparently they felt he was tight because the advice was relax.
Tony is always tight in the first round or two. All the fights we've seen him, and he's wound up so tight he unleashes
Oh, good punch thrown
such
by Herrera.
fury in that first round. Then he starts to relax. Right now, his other advice he better heed, which is to keep his hands up, try uppercutting. Don't just keep going with those straight punches.
And the right hand by Ayala hurt Herrera. Ayala on the attack here as we open up in round two. Ayala was also told, watch out because Herrera's getting in under the left hook.
Ayala getting in that uppercut he was instructed to do, landed right on the button. But I'll tell you one thing, Herrera is throwing some real dynamite there. If he catches Ayala flush, you might see the complexion of the round change.
Our Scrapbook Boxing Museum of the Forgotten Fisticuff Series. All great fights and all great fighters will never be forgotten on my channel. 100 years World Championship fights. I just wanted to show you Tony Ayala.
He
was a prospect,
Argentina,
but chose to live a different life. See you in the next video.
Ayala, who last fought on October the 1st, and as we touched on earlier, in the process of rehabilitation from his alcohol problems, and looks to be very slim, and has not shown the fire that we've seen in other bouts, at least to this point. It's early.
He's also got a top opponent there. He hasn't got a cream puff in front of him, and the guy's making him fight, and he's hitting him hard.